sitting down and just chatting and doing our makeup today. This is like one of my favorite makeup looks of all time. It's probably my most complimented makeup that I do. I'm going out or I'm taking photographs. I feel like this is really flattering in photos. The soft brown eyeshadow is just my favorite for the fall, so I wanted to sit down and get it filmed so I can look back at it, and if you guys want to create a similar look, if you guys have any fall content you want to see, let me know. And yeah, let's get into the video. Jump scare coming in 3, 2, 1. I just put on a Wonder Skin lip stain and took it off. I feel like it's easier to just use it before your makeup, because if you use it after, then sometimes I get my foundation off, so I just did that first. My favorite brow pencil at the moment is the Merit 1990s Brow. What is this? Oh, I got light brown. I was gonna say, this is one of the only taupes that's actually dark enough. That's so funny. I do not love the shape of my brows, so I really have to give them a shape. I had them microbladed probably like 5-ish years ago. I have like a gap right there that I like to fill in first. Kind of flick it on, but this pencil is really easy to work with. I'm just gonna use a concealer to carve out my brows and prime my lid. Kind of connect the front so that they're even. I like to put contour on my crease. Oh, I don't think that NARS concealer is the best to use as a primer because it's creasing. I usually use the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I know, very 2016 of me, but I couldn't find it, so. It's like my 3rd or 4th time using lip stain, so I'm still learning my technique with it. It's a little messy. So I just bought concealed and put color corrector on. If you're an acne girl, make sure you have the NARS creamy concealer in your makeup kit, because this is the best for not drawing attention to, sometimes your like zits will like dry out that you just want to like cover them and not make them look bigger. This will help a lot. And I just used the LA Girl concealer in orange corrector under my eyes. I love the LA Girl concealers so much. My 2 favorite foundations right now. I've almost gone through the whole thing of my HAUS Labs, which says a lot. I don't think I've ever gone through a full thing of foundation. I use the shade 200, but I think I'm gonna pick it up in 210 next time. But this is a really good like neutral light shade. She has such a good shade range. And then I also like the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Color Correcting Full Coverage Cream Anti-Aging Hydrating Serum. This is a little bit darker. I almost always mix foundations. The more foundations you mix, I feel like the better you can really customize the shade that you want. I have one foundation where I feel like it has a really good neutral shade, but I want a little bit of warmth from a different one. I'll just mix. I am just so excited for all the fall content this year. I've started a list of some videos I want to film, but let me know if there's anything you guys specifically want to see. Like, I cannot wait to decorate with you guys. Probably decorate in about a week from now. I always blend out my foundation with some sort of foundation brush. I've been really liking this like triangle slanted brush from Sigma. And I've also been liking this Kylie foundation brush too. It's just so cute. I think I'll use the Sigma one today. This IT Cosmetics brush, I feel like it just blends everything out really well. Ooh, maybe I want to use this one. I'm so excited for fall and all of the fashion this year. Like, fall fashion is so timeless. I feel like a lot of trends kind of repeat themselves, but in a new way every season. There's these jackets that I feel like everyone used to love in like 2010 that are circling their way back, which is always funny to see when you're like, wow, full circle. So far, I feel like the trend I'm seeing the most that I really love is all of the suede and all of the browns. Brown is always trending in the fall, but this year I feel like it's like a little bit warmer and more of like a camel tone. Kind of like back in the day. I feel like we're having a recycled moment of like the 2010 trends, which I love. I remember going school shopping and feeling so inspired by the girls from Pretty Little Liars. So I've been rewatching Pretty Little Liars and getting so much inspiration. Between like the preppy vibes of Gossip Girl and like the 2010 just cozy vibes of Pretty Little Liars, I feel like I'm just loving all of the trends that I loved back when I was in high school again. I found this big beauty blender from, I think, Sonia Kashuk when I was cleaning out my bathroom. I don't know if they even sell these anymore, but I feel like this is so nice to just kind of make sure everything super blended. I've gone back to using my Huda for my cream contour. It's so good. It's like the perfect shade. It blends really well. It lasts. It's so good. If you don't know where to start your contour, just make sure you don't go too low. You want to like lift your face. Another thing you can do is kind of suck in your cheeks and then just go in like perpendicular like this. And you'll find your spot. And then for my forehead, I'll look at where my eye ends and then connect it to my brow and kind of think of like lifting your eye. I also like to create a sharper jaw. Yeah, I really like to focus on lifting everything. My favorite place to cream contour is my lips. I way overline, and I don't know, I just like the look of bigger lips. Create like a little shadow. These are some of the cream blushes I was between. I think I'm gonna use the It Cosmetics ones today, but I also like, her beauty blushes are so pigmented. I have the shade Peach that I really like. And then if you want something more like coppery, I like this Sunkissed stick from Nude Sticks. Oof, they're all so good. Maybe I'll use a little mix of everything. I feel like Sunkissed kind of blends with the contour a little bit. So It Cosmetics has these blushes that are meant to look more like your Sunkissed. So this is called the Sun Blush in Sun Warmth 30. I love this shade so much. Ooh, a little goes a long way with this one. I probably got too much. And then I also have it in Sun Blossom 20, which I like to put closest to my nose. And notice how I haven't concealed yet, just because I feel like I can kind of be a little bit more messy with my blush and then kind of clean it up with the concealer. I like to put blush on my cheeks, my nose, and my forehead to kind of look a little bit sun-kissed. I like doing this all year round. This is the best brush for cream blush. You can get it at Walmart. It's super affordable. But yeah, back to fall fashion. I have been on Pinterest getting so much inspiration as well. I love the denim on denim trends, the darker denim, like I said, suede and the browns. Obviously boots with skirts, but especially riding boots. I have a lot of fall fashion on my Pinterest board. I'll leave that linked in case you guys want to get some inspo. I feel like there's just so many things I want to order this year. After I blend it really well, sometimes I'll go back in with just like a little bit more blush. The blush is blushing, okay. I don't think anything is ever gonna replace my Hourglass concealer. It's just so good. It's like the perfect concealer for me. The shade range is a little bit tricky with Hourglass. I have found that this shade Pro works really well for me. It just is so smoothing and blurring. And even with my dry skin, it still works really well for me. I like to take my concealer to the edge of my nose contour, which I forgot to do, so we'll go back and do that. My favorite nose contour is this LA Girl concealer in Almonds. The F5 concealer brush from Makeup by Mario. Oh, it's so good. When you guys decorate for fall, do you decorate twice? Once for fall and then once for Halloween, or do you just do all your decorations at once? Because I just decorate once and I kind of choose for each room if I want the vibe to be for fall or if I want it to be for Halloween. Because that's a lot of decorating if you decorate twice. Kind of do a little bit here and here. I have the shade Silk and it's a little bit too light, but it's good for highlighting. One of the places my makeup starts to fade first is under my contour, so I like to conceal that spot really well and then set it. Sometimes I like to go back in with this brush to get extra product off my nose. Just gets so perfectly in all those little creases. I'm gonna go in with my MAC Natural Skin Finish in medium golden. The mineral finish just kind of keeps that life and candlelit glow in your face without looking like too powdery. With fall being around the corner, I feel like I'm just like in this mode of collecting decorations, figuring out what clothes I want to wear, what books I'm gonna read. Started a book called Out on a Limb last night, and I don't know what exactly it's gonna be about yet. I kind of went into it blindly. Sometimes I like doing that. But the main characters just met at a Halloween party, so I feel like that's kind of fall energy. And I don't want to give everything away, but it's in the very beginning. They have a one-night stand, and the girl gets pregnant, so we'll see what happens from here. The girl is super sarcastic, which I like, but there was one part where she's at the doctor being sarcastic, and I'm like, come on, reel it in. Let me know if you have any good fall, like, cozy book recommendations. The two that I just added to my fall TBR are The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This one is, it says Under the Influence. I just read the description and it still makes no sense to me, so if any of you have read it, let me know what you think. It has a rating of 4.17 on Goodreads though, so it's pretty good. I've been seeing this book, The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. It's the Season to Fall in Love by Lori Gilmore. Is that the Lori Gilmore from Gilmore Girls? Like, this just looks like the most perfect cozy fall read. It's about, let's see, Logan is a local farmer who avoids Dream Harbor's gossip at all costs, but Junie's arrival disrupts Logan. It's giving small town romance. The Pumpkin Spice, it says it's a cozy romantic mystery for fans of Gilmore Girls. Grumpy Sunshine, ooh, that sometimes that annoys me. A small town setting, tropes, Grumpy Sunshine, small town, found family. Okay, I'm downloading that. But yeah, let me know, what are you guys reading for the fall? Oh, I got some peppermint tea. Do you see the steam? Before we move into the eyeshadow, I'm just gonna add a little bit of warmth to my face. And I'm using the Morphe 143 brush. Like, is Morphe still around? I heard they were like shutting down. This brush is just so good for getting right into those like contours of your face. But I'm going in with a light bronzer first, like a light contour shade, and then I'm gonna use MAC Give Me Sun to add warmth. I really like to go in with a bronzer, but I do want a little bit of definition without it looking like muddy. I use a MAC 234, it's like off. This is one of my favorite brushes for nose contour. It's just so precise. And I will contour the crease of my eye and my nose at like the same time. I use my MAC Give Me Sun bronzer all year round. I love it. What are you guys excited for with fall? Like, do you guys have any traditions that you do every year? I know this year, since I live in Arizona, it's really warm. I want to start going like apple picking or berry picking, just because that's one of the few things that feel festive that you can still do in the heat. I'm also gonna go back to Washington, so I'll be able to do some of the cozy weather things at home. I am so excited for fall eyeshadow. I don't care what the trends are. I will always come back to my Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. I think I should probably repurchase this. Once I see it go on sale, I think the next time I see it on sale, I'm just gonna repurchase. But this is what I use every single year. I think I've been using it every year since the year it came out. What year did this even come out? I've been using it for 7 years. But I don't know, it's so good. So these 4 shades together, they just work, because some browns look a little scary, like you got a black eye. I don't know, when you're doing this type of eyeshadow, you gotta be very mindful, very cutesy. You don't wanna do too much. You don't wanna look like you got a black eye. First I go in with a really light neutral shade, and I'll blend it all the way down. This is gonna create like that gradient from dark to light. Sometimes I feel like my eyes look a little bit far apart, so I like that this type of eyeshadow kind of brings them a little bit closer together. If you have eyes that are really close, I wouldn't go too dark on your lid, or else it will bring your eyes even closer. Favorite crease brush of all time, I don't know if they sell these anymore, is the Jaclyn Hill 40 brush. If you can find a brush similar to like this shape, it is so good. I just like to kind of follow my natural crease, but depending on your eye shape, you might want to bring it a little bit higher or a little bit lower. I feel like Chaser and Sauced just create a really nice blended look. Urban Decay just has really good eyeshadow formulas that are easy to blend and work with. So I am just pressing the color Sauce from the center to the outer corner. If I don't have self-tan on, sometimes I will stop here because I don't want it to look too harsh against my skin tone. And then I will go in with Low Blow on a really tiny brush. Bring this even into my crease, and I'll go back and blend everything again. Since this is a little bit darker than I usually do, I'll add a highlight to my inner corner. And while I'm highlighting my inner corner, a lot of times I'll just put a little bit on my nose. You could definitely amp up the lid color, but I like to kind of just keep it a little bit neutral and like a soft teddy bear brown type of vibe. One of my favorite last steps is using my Hourglass ambient light powder. I use it all over my face. Just gonna add a little bit more bronzer, and then I'm gonna finish with my Patrick Ta She's Blushing Blush. Put a little bit on my nose. Speaking of fall trends, I know it's like a thing to not wear mascara right now, which I kind of love for the girls that just don't want to wear mascara. But for me personally, I still need it, but I like to do a brown instead of a black. I feel like the black is just a little too intense. I feel like the brown softens it up, and it also will make your eyes pop a little bit. I have long lashes, but they always stick down, so I'm really obsessed with this mascara from YSL. It like gives them volume and keeps them standing up way better than any other mascara I've ever used. Yeah, it is so good. And usually I'm really big on drugstore mascara, but this one is just like actually the best mascara I've ever used. But for drugstore, I do also like the Maybelline Reese's mascara. The makeup is makeuping. Like, what am I gonna do today? I need to go somewhere. These lips are way too warm. I need to put on a neutral lip. The Patrick Ta She's Strong Lip Liner. Literally don't think I even have enough left to use. Yeah, she's pretty much gone. This is the most long-lasting lip liner I have ever tried. Like, I barely have to touch this up even when I'm eating. Also been loving this Makeup Forever lip pencil in Limitless Brown. It just doesn't last as long as the Patrick Ta one is my only complaint. On those no makeup days, this blends really well and almost is like a nice little stain on your lips. This is the Kim K lipstick in 1. Whenever your lips look too dark, the Sephora Liquid Lip in 32 just like fixes everything. I feel like spring through summer, I was really focused on just a lot of blush and lighter eyes, but I feel like this is a lot more flattering for my face, especially since my eyes are a little bit farther apart. This eyeshadow kind of brings them closer, so I love this look so much. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you very soon in the next video. Mwah.